Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is September 20th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to assassinate or unalive U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the date of September 21st of 2025, most likely surrounding the memorial for Charlie Kirk at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. In other words, it's 100% certain that Donald J. Trump is going to die in some form or fashion on the date of September 21st of 2025, and one J.D. Vance will be sworn in as the 48th President of the United States on this particular date. In other words, this is going to be a watershed moment in time where America changes forever when Switzerland and her CIA decapitates a U.S. sitting president, possibly literally and figuratively speaking. So in this video, I'm basically going to outline Trump's hectic schedule for the date of September 21st, go through the possible assassination scenarios, highlight the numerology, and then, of course, give my predictions on what is going to happen. But really briefly, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Donald J. Trump is slated to take Air Force One from the White House lawn and arrive at Joint Base Andrews in Prince George's County, Maryland. Roughly half an hour later, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, he will board Air Force One and depart from Joint Base Andrews to either Luke Air Force Base, Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, or Glendale Regional Airport. As of the time of this video, the exact location of where Trump is landing in Arizona for the Charlie Kirk Memorial has been classified, if you will. It's not available on any form or fashion on the internet, which suggests foul play in itself, because usually the president's schedule is common knowledge, and this is going out to journalists and newspaper reporters. But he is going to Arizona for this event, so he will likely land at one of the aforementioned airports or military bases. At roughly 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Trump will board Cadillac One or the presidential motorcade, possibly an SUV, and he will depart from the aforementioned airport to State Farm Arena. And it is at this location, State Farm Arena, that the assassination event that I'm going to highlight in just a minute is likely going to take place. But if he makes it, if he survives the Charlie Kirk Memorial, and he is not assassinated in some form or fashion, he will depart roughly 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and he will depart State Farm Arena, traveling either by Cadillac One or motorcade back to the given airport, Luke Air Force Base, Phoenix International Airport, or Glendale Airport, and he will depart back to the White House, and then from the White House he's going to Mount Vernon, which is George Washington's property in Fairfax County, Virginia, and then he will go back to the White House. So this dude has an impossible schedule, and I believe that the back end, him going back to the White House, back to Mount Vernon, and back to Washington, this part is never going to happen because he will be neutralized in some form or fashion. Okay, so before I get into the potential scenarios, the one that is blinking red is the assassination of Donald J. Trump via a vehicular ramming attack. So I just published the report. It's entitled Operation Ram's Horn. And so the CIA is plotting a white American Christian terrorist-based vehicular ramming assassination event targeting Donald J. Trump surrounding his appearance in Arizona. And so from this report, you can see that the whole scandal involving Jimmy Kimmel was specifically designed to highlight, a they said that the assassin of Charlie Kirk was Maga. He was one of them, and this is designed to foreshadow the fact that the CIA plans on staging a Maga assassination event of Donald J. Trump, likely under the guise of a former Trump-supporting member of the United States Armed Services who soured on Trump over his links to Epstein. So this is a Christian nationalist, some sort of born-again Christian kook that allegedly assassinates Trump. And coincidentally, just 63 days ago, Richard Tillman, who is the brother of Arizona Cardinals legend Pat Tillman, was involved in a vehicular ramming attack, an arson attack, or a fire-related attack targeting a post office in San Jose, California, back on July 20th. And this was specifically designed to foreshadow a military person committing some sort of vehicular ramming attack, which results in a fire. So basically, they plan to drive some sort of a vehicle into Trump and his motorcade or his entourage when entering the stadium or landing at the airport, and then there's going to be a massive fireball, a bomb, and they're going to say that it was some sort of gas-related explosion, and they plan to murder him this way, and then they'll blame it on the MAGA movement and his alleged links to Epstein. Not only that, but this impending plot was evidently hatched back when the CIA staged the first white American Christian-based vehicular ramming attack targeting Black Lives Matter protesters in Charlottesville, Virginia, which became a staple of the Democratic Party whenever talking about Trump, saying he was a Nazi and that he supported this attack. And then back on September 6th of 2017, the CIA staged a man named Gregory Lee Leingang. He attempted to ram Trump's presidential motorcade with a stolen forklift in Mandan, North Dakota. So, and then just a few months prior, back on August 24th of 2016, German Chancellor Angela Merkel was in Prague, and they staged a vehicular ramming attack targeting her motorcade. So this is designed to foreshadow and set the precedent for a real-world vehicular ramming attack targeting U.S. President Donald J. Trump at a later date, which appears to be September 21st. Okay, that's number one. Other potential scenarios include, but are not limited to, Trump dropping dead, possibly under the guise of a heat stroke, a brain aneurysm, a heart attack, or some sort of regular stroke, suffering some sort of hospitalization where he would be subsequently transported to a local hospital and murdered in some sort of ancient, esoteric, and ritualistic blood sacrifice, his Cadillac One or motorcade being ambushed to or from the airport in Arizona. This could be blamed on Maduro, this could be blamed on China, Russia, Islamic terrorists, Iran, etc. He is going to be traveling in Marine One, the Sikorsky helicopter, from the White House lawn to Joint Base Andrews in Prince George's County, Maryland. So that's also a possibility. He will be crisscrossing the country in Air Force One, so there's a possibility of them staging some sort of Chinese or Russian missile shoot-down event. Coincidentally, in respect to Marine One, when Trump was abroad in England, Marine One suffered some sort of hydraulic problem, and they had to do an emergency landing in the UK just in the last 72 hours. Because Trump is going into a huge stadium, an NFL football stadium, on NFL Sunday, there's always a possibility that the CIA is going to stage some sort of sniper-related event that would be subsequently blamed on Russia, China, Iran, or even some trans shooter or some QAnon or some Antifa-based shooter. But we know it's going to be an Israeli Mossad, probably the same sniper that assassinated Charlie Kirk just last week. There's also the realistic possibility that the CIA is going to stage a mass attack in Phoenix or at the stadium. Coincidentally, they just arrested today a man with a knife at the stadium, and this is designed to foreshadow terror-related events tomorrow surrounding the Charlie Kirk Memorial. As always, there's the possibility that the CIA will assassinate Trump on the date of September 21st under the guise of a timely accident, possibly a thunderstorm, but some sort of force majeure, act of God, some sort of stadium collapse, earthquake, wildfire, etc. And then last but not least, there is always the possibility, because the event will likely be postponed and it will likely go into the evening tomorrow night. And then we have Sunday Night Football, which is the single most watched television program in the United States. And so this event will likely be postponed for whatever reason. And then there's the high possibility that the CIA would stage some sort of Chinese ICBM missile strike targeting the stadium. Okay, lastly, in respect to the numerology, which is blinking red, the date of September 21st marks exactly 244 days since Donald J. Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States back on January 20th of 2025. The number 244, this is 24 and 24, that's XX. X is the international symbol of death, and the number 44 is DD, equates to DD as in dead and died. So it's 100% certain that they're going to knock off Trump on this particular date. Secondly, this particular date marks exactly 28,954 days since Donald J. Trump was born. And of course, the number 24 equates to the letter X, which is the international symbol of death. And this also has the number 84 or 48, which is likely going to spawn the presidency of J.D. Vance, the 48th president of the United States. It also marks 22,854 days since the JFK assassination, and this also has the 24 and 84 or 48 numerology. It also marks 11 days since the CIA assassinated Charlie Kirk, who was a mini Trump, essentially, via an Israeli Mossad sniper assassination at Utah Valley University back on September 10th. And of course, what's imperative to note here is that the 11 equates to the letter K, which is an acronym for kill, which is why it's used for strikes in baseball. And so we can expect some sort of strike targeting Donald J. Trump. That being said, this entire stadium is going to be filled with Maga supporters. And so some sort of foreign-related attack, bombing, terror event is expected. Even if they don't kill Trump, they could use it to start World War III. And really quick, so the date of September 21st, because the September is the 9th month, this is the letter I, and then of course 21 equates to the letter U. This forms the inside of the menorah, which is esoteric symbology in Judaism and Zionism, and this is the IU, like Indiana University. And coincidentally, a number of football players for the University of Indiana were murdered in a car accident, a crash, which is an apparent blood sacrifice offered up to this crash of Trump. But there's also the possibility that they're going to slam a missile into this building, and so and basically knock out the whole entire MAGA movement with one stroke. With one red button, so to speak. So this IU, the day of September 21st, is the IU in the menorah, which is the triple U. So if you added two more U's, you would have the full menorah. So this is this impending assassination of Trump and potentially World War III starting event that's scheduled for the date of September 21st is a Zionist operation that's courtesy of the Swiss CIA and using the Israeli Mossad and the Israeli Navy at their disposal, and this is likely going to commence during the live broadcast. So this event is going to be broadcast live, obviously going to be streamed around the world, but it's going to be going up against the NFL Sunday television broadcast, and so millions of people are going to be already glued to their TV. So the CIA assassinated Kirk for many reasons, one of which is that they plan to use his memorial, which is coincidentally being featured at an NFL stadium, which is weird in itself. And then he was also given Air Force 2 to transport his body, treating him as a head of state, which is also weird. And then you have Obama and Clinton and all these people tweeting about Kirk. and highlighting him. You have the firing of Jimmy Kimmel. So the whole world is, or the whole United States media and the current narrative that's going on right now is all centered around this event, this upcoming event, and Trump's appearance, along with Tulsi Gabbard, with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, the Vice President, J.D. Vance. So basically, anybody that's a who's who of the MAGA movement is going to be in this building. And similar to the Israeli Samson option, which is to basically nuke everybody, I believe that they plan on collapsing this stadium or assassinating the U.S. president and taking out this entire movement at one stroke. So obviously, if that happens, I kindly ask you to download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Praying for a peaceful Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Peace.